Welcome to the Effects Loop. I'm Diaz.
I'm Chris.
I'm Marissa.
And I'm Scott.
And we are keeping you in the loop of the guitar community. All right, this week our sponsor is our Threadless store. I'm actually wearing one of my Threadless shirts right now. They're very comfy. You should check them out. But you can check the link out. It'll be in the description. You can find it in our group, on our page, find it on our Instagram. You can find it everywhere where you can find us. All proceeds from the sales go directly to funding the show. So we've had people ask about when we're going to do Patreon, stuff like that. So right now we're going to stick with Threadless. That way you guys can get something back, because we're not to the point where we can do where if you join in, we send you fun stuff. But you get to get cool stuff anyway, so that's awesome. And if Scott sees you wearing a shirt in public or anything, if you're wearing the do they have a bathrobe yet? They do have a bath mat.
There might be a bathrobe. I doubt it.
Please don't wear only that in public.
But no. If you hate us enough, you can get the bath mat. So every time you get out of the bath, you can just stomp on us. It makes you feel better, and we make money at the same time. But if he sees you wearing something, he'll buy you a beer or a coffee or a Diet Mountain Dew. Cole. I had to straight up call it out, Cole. If you're drinking that Diet Mountain Dew, so we'll check it out. It's got
everyone. Cole and I are actually the most likely to meet because we actually have met before.
Yeah, you guys are industry professionals.
Yeah, we are.
So, but can we have like a showdown of who knows more? Ooh, the FRFR fight to remember.
that would be fun for Winter NAMM if we actually make it out there and they get to go too.
I want to go to Winter NAMM so bad.
I should be able to swing that this year. We'll see what's going on.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
We get a Patreon in the next couple of months. We can make it work.
Oh, I was just going to make work pay for it, but yeah.
No.
For those of us that don't have jobs, I can pay for it.
I'll say, because my job definitely cannot pay for it unless I go work at Burger King out there for a week. I'm running a store.
You guys don't have an exchange program with other stores or something like that?
I mean, as far as different as LA, or is it Anaheim, as different as California and Tennessee are, I think it could almost be a foreign exchange program. It's like two different worlds. I still think it's crazy. I went, and when I flew to Florida a few months ago, or it was like January or December, I went and there was a Burger King in the airport, and the prices were insane. I was like so jealous. I was like, man, you can charge like $9. It was like twice the prices of like a normal Burger King. And the whole time, all I'm thinking is, man, their labor must be amazing.
We were talking about something. Oh, you were like... We were talking about chicken nuggets or something, and you were like, "Yeah, they're 10 for $1.50 or something like that."
$1.69.
And I was like, "There's no way that they're that cheap in Chicago."
What are they?
But I have no idea.
Go. All right, Scott. Here's your. You got it before you get to NAMM.
Homework for the week.
This is your homework. Go find out how much a 10 piece is, because I think it's a national promotion.
That'd be a good deal.
So, let's not talk about Burger King, because I'm about to be on vacation, because we are heading to NAMM, Summer NAMM, in a few days. So when this drops, we'll all be preparing, getting our bags packed, ready to go to Summer NAMM. So I guess that's all of our what's new. No. Well, Chris, what's new with you?
I don't think we have anything on our end. Oh, wait, yeah, you do. My bad. I don't.
I know she has something new.
How rude.
I'm just saying. Oh, great. Am I now a misogynist because I spoke for you? I'm like...
Oh, no. I'm not editing that out.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Oops.
It was extended from the pre-episode discussion.
Diaz does not represent the thoughts and views of the
definitely
effects.
not even close.
I'm going to abstain from this discussion.
So, what's new with you, Marissa?
Oh, slick. So I have decided to push back the launch date for Carter Straps.
Wah, wah.
early 2019. I just want to
Do it right.
put out my best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone can fault you for that. If
that's
they
where-
do, they're a misogynist.
Oh god.
Or a massager person. Massage
You
therapist.
just do a pre-order starting in November.
I could.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I've ordered a strap and waited months for it.
Oh,
But just don't do Kickstarter, because then Scott will be having total flashbacks. No, you didn't do the Kickstarter, did you?
I didn't do the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, let's okay. Scott actually has something new.
Yeah, I talked last week about having some shipping issues, so some of the stuff I ordered finally came in. I got an EHX Super Ego, which I'm already... So I love it, but now I want the Super Ego Deluxe or Super Ego Plus.
Yeah, I want a
So
Super
now I'm
Ego
like,
Plus.
So I'm going to try to suck up to Mike Matthews when we see him next week. See if I can...
Oh my
work some
gosh,
stuff
Mike
out.
Matthews is so intimidating. He just sits there with that unlit cigar, and you want to walk up to him, but you're just like, I don't even know.
I want to be him when I
Last
grow
year
up.
they had a cardboard cutout of him.
Yeah, I think I took a picture of the cardboard Blake with cardboard Mike Matthews.
Yeah. But then, like, the last day, he was actually there, and you guys
Yeah.
pointed out to him, and I still thought it was the cardboard cutout because it was so close.
I really
But,
think maybe next year I'll do a cardboard cutout of myself and just carry it around.
Oh,
would be
or like
great.
get a T-shirt with your face on it, kind of thing.
Well, I could do the cardboard cutout and be like, "Hey, will you take a picture with me?" And just set the cutout next to the person and go and take the picture. Just have you guys record me doing that with a bunch of people. Like, hey, can I take a
You
picture
should
with
do
you?
that with our favorite Nashville artist,
TLB, I'm coming for you. Just wait. I've got it.
BLT.
BLT. Oh my gosh, that's it. I'm gonna invite him to
names.
lunch. We're gonna do BLT with TLB.
That would be a very interesting video. I would actually be down for that.
I'd be like, you got something in your goatee. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, so the Super Ego is a really cool pedal. I used it this morning for church. Was for one or two of the songs. I just laid down like pads because we didn't have a keyboard player.
I get
I
so
thought you were just
bored
going to
with
say you
that.
lay down on stage.
Well, like I laid down pads and then I played the stuff over top of it.
Oh, you looped it. Did you use the DL4 as the looper?
No, I just laid down a pad.
So it just
So it's an infinite sustainer. So I would just lay down the root chord, and like I had the chorus. And what's kind of weird is like if you don't sample perfectly and you don't do any effects on it, it sounds like a bagpipe, and, which you don't want to do. So some chorus and some like delay on it, and you get those fluctuations in it. It's really cool.
Are you bringing that to NAMM?
I still
Please?
gotta decide how much of this stuff I'm bringing down because I realize we can't check into our place right away. So like it's going to be sitting in a car. So I gotta figure that part out.
Yeah.
Or I pretend like I'm staying at one of the hotels and I leave it at the front desk and then I come pick it up. I don't know. Do something like that. But
I'm sure they'll let
Or
us
whoever
check in
gets there
early if there's no one
and
else
gets
there.
if somebody gets in the parking garage, we can just move our stuff into there.
I was planning on parking in the parking garage just because like I have a black car. I don't want to park it in the sun in Nashville.
Whoa, sir. Sir. Calm down. We're getting woke on this episode. You will not
can't
speak
talk
like
about the
that.
sun like that.
Oh, sorry. Metallic obsidian.
Thank you.
All right. Or whatever the heck Audi calls black on their cars. I think it's just black. I think that's the official color.
Probably.
But
All right.
Black.
So here's the real
official
question:
color.
What are you gonna do?
Sorry.
What are you gonna do about the East Side and your clone thing?
Are you gonna go confront Eastside on
Yeah,
Saturday?
Are you gonna go confront East Side?
I want to record that.
I don't know if I'm going to that party or not.
Last year it was kind of lame.
Yeah.
Well, it was. I walked in at a really weird spot where it was like two guys making lots of ambient noises at each other and like just screaming.
Yeah, they were recording
was-
that video, and it was kind of like because I remember, well, who all was outside? There was quite a few of us.
Cardboard Blake was there.
He was.
Clifton was there.
It was
like
Joel.
Clifton.
Joel Corte was there, and he ran into was it the guitar player from a band? I can't remember. But it was a guitar player in a band, so y'all can just trust me on that.
Like most people at NAMM.
Yeah. No, their band's gonna hit it real big next year when they get the right promoter.
Like most people at bands or at NAMM.
Yeah. Just trying to get free stuff.
How dare they?
Listen, I'm a swagaholic. Like I really am. I can't say anything, but that stuff it's meant to be taken. It's kind of like the sugar packets at the restaurants. They want you to take them.
You know what I really want to do is, at Chipotle they have that like Chipotle Tabasco sauce. I really just want to swipe one of those bottles because it's so good.
Chipotle's disgusting in general.
How dare you?
I'll take Moe's over Chipotle any day.
Ugh, disagree.
Same.
Oh, get the hell out of here. Listen,
No.
you could drink Moe's queso. Chipotle, do they even have queso?
They had it. I don't know if it's still
and
there, but it was
sucked
terrible.
balls, and they got rid of it. I'll take Taco Bell over Chipotle.
Ooh.
There's room in the world for both of those.
Well, yeah, but Taco Bell's better than Chipotle, in my opinion. Chipotle, it's kind of like if you took a burrito and put dirt in it. That's what it tastes like.
All right, so Diaz, what's new with you?
Yeah, what's new with you?
I sold crap because I've got to be able to afford to go to NAMM. So
God, who would buy stuff from you?
some gigantic, beautiful moron. Just I slipped a nicety in there. No, so Scott
I bought something off Diaz.
He bought the Father off of me. So I've got my Fool, which I'm still for sale. And then I sold my Morningstar MIDI controller and my Stomp by Coda Tech, the Bluetooth page turner. So I sold that.
I wish I knew about that before I tried to build one.
Yeah, they're actually pretty cheap in the grand scheme of things. I think they're like on quote unquote on sale on their website for like $109. And
That's not crazy considering the foot switch is already built in versus like the
yep.
that page turn or whatever one that uses Boss
Yeah.
foot switches, and it's just huge.
And that thing's pretty beastly, like not size wise, but like build quality. It's pretty tough. I mean, the only reason why I sold it is because I knew I needed money to make sure I was comfortable at NAMM and not like stretching my budget too thin, and make sure that like all my builds are taken care of. So,
And you also knew I could build you one for about half that price.
well,
Now that I figured out the programming of how to do it.
I really didn't use it that much. It came off the board. Like, honestly, I think it was just I'm so used to turning with my hand. Like, my page turner would be on my board, and I'd still swipe with my hand out of, like, just how I'm used to it. So, I really just didn't use it that much, and it was one of those things that it'd be easy to go, and I could always buy back if I really wanted it. So, but, yep, that's pretty much it.
Fun.
Oh yeah, hold on. I'm driving the show today. Like, I guess I could stay with it. So, are we going to talk about gear news?
There's
Yeah,
very
we'll have,
little
like,
coming out right
3,
now, but
so.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of stuff is going to be announced at Summer NAMM. Well, not a lot of stuff, but I think like there's going to be a good deal of stuff announced at Summer NAMM. I know we've got Wampler, their newest thing, the mini faux spring reverb has just come out. So that was I know a lot of people in the Wampler Tone Chasers group or whatever it's called kept wanting the faux spring reverb. I don't know why I got a stutter all of a sudden. But I don't know. I haven't heard it, and
it sounds like a really good Fender amp reverb.
it doesn't get the drip though.
Well, it doesn't do like the standalone unit. Mm-hmm. thing, but it does do the progressive kind of like where the lows and highs are at different speeds.
Yeah.
It does that pretty well.
Oh, that's cool. I've gotten really into. Kemper announced their spring reverb because they're announcing an update that's bringing new reverbs to the Kemper units, which is pretty cool because it lacks in the reverb and delay area. But they came out with it's supposed to be like a drippy spring reverb, and I feel like listening to 60 cycle hum for years is maybe where like I'm like, if it's a spring reverb, it better drip. But
that's like the default question now.
Does it
like,
drip?
Any reverb come out? Oh, does it drip? That's always asked. It's like it's become a meme.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, I like I love a drippy reverb, but I don't know. I feel like I don't use spring reverb enough. If I do, like, if say I'm using any sort of modeler or the Kemper or anything, I usually stick to kind of a hall reverb, maybe a plate. But I guess that's kind of probably why I look at spring reverb like that, is because I don't use it in a normal sense. So if I was going to use a spring reverb, it would have to be for like a drippiness.
I seem to, like, when I'm home and like practicing, I seem to turn the reverb up way more.
Yeah, because you're trying to get that full sound to your ears and make it more pleasant while you're listening to it.
Yeah, I've kind of found, so like I've been playing around with not using an amp anymore on certain weeks when I play at church. So I've been running through my computer and just running the what's it called? The Waves, Paul Reed Smith Supermodels.
Yeah.
Amps. And it sounds fantastic, but is punchy as all can be. You know, like because there's no amp reverb on some of them.
Yeah.
And like the front of house guys are loving it, and they're like, "It sounds so good," and all this kind of stuff. I'm sitting there, I'm like, "I want reverb."
Yeah, the way I've kind of taken reverb off of my live sound is I've really tried to use whatever ambient mic mix they're using and blend that in pretty well to my in-ears, so that way I can kind of hear whenever it's becoming muddy out and where the audience is hearing it.
Yeah, we don't have audience mics at one of the campuses, so I don't get to hear that.
I'd hate that.
It's one of those funny things of like, you don't know if you're doing well or not because you can't hear the audience or the congregation at all.
Yeah.
So you just kind of look at the people in the front row and you're like, are they into it? Good, everyone's into it. So if you have like a Debbie Downer in the front row, you feel like you're sucking.
That's
basically what happens.
So I'm at a really small church, like 50, 60 people small, so it's always kind of interesting, like whenever a new family visits. So that was the thing today. We had a new family, and at my church, we have prayer before, all the main congregants pray before the service. They go in a back room and they pray, and so you get like new people come in, and I stay out in the auditorium area, and then you get like you like meet them and you're like, oh, hi, nice to meet you today. So they're new, and you're like playing and you're like watching them, and you're like, I wonder if they like it. I hope they're like, that guy's sitting down. Oh no, it happened today. The guy was like sitting down. I was like, and then
I'm just happy when like I get feedback from people and they actually realize I play guitar.
Yeah.
Versus like this has been a running joke, is like everyone thinks I play bass because I'm tall. And so people are constantly like, oh yeah, you did a great job on bass today. And I'm like, oh, every time.
You're like texting the bass player, like, I got another one. You did great today. He's like, thanks. No one ever tells me that. They think.
Yeah, one guy came up to me actually. So during the sermon, I went and grabbed a cup of coffee because I did not sleep last night. And so I'm not allowed to bring a cup of coffee back in to the auditorium where we were meeting. So I was just sitting in the lobby, basically listening to like where people take their kids that are crying. I'm just sitting there, and a dad's with his kid, and he's just like, you did really good on guitar today. What was that effect you were using on yada yada? And I was like, oh, that's an octave. Like I was walking through, but I was just like, that finished. I was like, someone realized I played guitar. and actually notice what I was doing, what's going on. It's one of those kind of moments.
I usually have like the two different people that talk to me about guitar at church. Is the guy who's like older, and you can tell he always wanted to play guitar, but he never could. And they're like, oh, that's really cool. What's that? Oh, a Gibson? Yeah, those are real nice. And I'm just like, how do you feel about their headstock breaking issue? Like I did, like I wanted to like quiz them to see if they knew what was like, if they were like in the know-how in like the music world. And then you got the guy that comes up and he's like, oh, that's a lot of stuff there. And I'm like, yeah, no, this kind of does this and this. And they're like, oh, okay. And they like walk away, and I realized I nerded out too fast, because I'm never lucky enough to get the guy that comes up that's like, oh, that's really cool. I've heard of that, and I've always wanted to try one. I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's great. It never happens like that. It's like those two different guys.
Chris, what do you get when you play? Do you get anything?
Last time I played anywhere, I got, what was the compliment? It was like, I like how you filled in but weren't too over the top, is how the guy put it.
That's a pretty good compliment, actually.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. So it's like, okay. So considering I was like basically carrying the music at that point, it still wasn't like super over the top.
Marissa just gets misogynistic comments on her YouTube videos.
There's the callback.
I feel like I should let people in on what I'm referring to, but I'm not going to.
No.
Please, no.
I'll stop recording right now. We'll just end it
Just
there.
edit all this crap
All
out.
right.
Timestamp. I'll also edit in that you actually like Chipotle. That will be the real.
It's like, I don't Chipotle.
I like Chipotle. It's
Most
better
taste
than
like dirt.
Yeah, most is like a burrito with dirt in it. Oh my gosh! All right,
So since we don't have a lot of news, let's dive into our sort of half topic for the week.
so we kind of made a goal to have a short episode because we kind of have stuff to do, and I feel like we're really going to overload this week with NAMM coming up. So I figured,
Yeah, so we're just trying to get something short and sweet out.
yeah. So this goes out to all of our dairy farmers early in the morning. We're going to talk about. Sorry, that was a Michael Newman throw out. So.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Ben Burton.
Huh? Did you say Tim Burton?
Another farmer.
Benjamin Button.
Oh my god. You'll see him in the groups.
Okay. Yeah, you've kind of lost me. So, yeah, but we're going to talk about what we're looking forward to at NAMM. So if you guys don't know, we're going to be at the like podcast house, I guess. By podcast house, I mean there's going to be two different podcasts in the same house. There will be
the Clifton Worley show.
What? So are they the Whirly Birds now, or what? I'm confused.
I have no idea.
Clifton, you'll have to explain this to me, and I'm going to feel like a total goofball. But yeah, Clifton Worley will be in the podcast house along with the effects loop, and Daniel Shields will be there, and
DS Guitar Engineering.
Yeah, DS Guitar Engineering, Daniel Shields. He makes the chronograph, does a lot of mods. The drill instructor, I believe he's secretly working on another pedal too that members of the Inner Circle for 60 Cycle Hum came up with.
Hopefully he'll bring that with him.
I think he said that it's not going to happen.
Dang it.
I know. Because it's funny, because Summer NAMM, 2 Summer NAMMs ago is whenever we found out about the chronograph. Chris was there. We were at Chick-fil-A eating, and he whipped out this little clock and blew everyone's mind.
I've seen it on a number of people's boards too. That's been pretty popular. Like I think Joey Landreth had one.
Yeah, there's been quite a few people. Jonathan Diaz has one.
Who?
Ouch. Right in the proud spot.
I just bruised Diaz's ego.
That's fine. Hey, listen, what was it? Scott from Stringjoy remembered who I was, so I've got that going for me.
Yeah, actually, we've we're not ready to fully unveil what we're working on, but we're working on something with him. So
Yeah.
good things coming there. I did see Vox is going to be teasing a release date for NAMM this year. I'm not totally sure what they're coming up with. Chris, you had a theory about that from their Instagram post.
Yep.
Yeah, one of them had like the old school like 60s, 70s era like bass amp logos on it.
Which one is that one? What does that look like? Is that the crown one?
That's the one that's vertical versus horizontal,
Oh.
if that makes sense for you.
For me, like
I
I'm
don't know.
dumb, like you gotta explain to
No, like,
it goes
I don't know how
up
much
and
you keep
down,
up
not
with the
left
box
and right.
Look, explain it to me like I'm 5.
Okay, so like the older, yeah, so the older like Vox bass mount. No, I'm the.
Okay, explain it to me like I'm 3.
Bass amp go boom.
I'm dying.
Ow.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
That killed
dying. It won't be that loud on the recording, but it'll be loud in your ear. I'm sorry. That's coughing.
That's been the effects loop, and
This episode's brought to you by Mucinex.
but yeah, if this is actually like a reissue of like some older bass amps for starters, the other model, like if these are actually new models, they just look like the standard like AC30 stuff. So like maybe an AC50 like reissue.
That sounds like the loudest amp ever.
And it's not like true Vox either, so But-
like a year or so ago, they did the whole new tube thing.
Yeah.
Do you think
that
there's
was-
any more of that?
I don't think so, because they just now released the new tube amp. I don't even know if it's like in stores yet.
Who's
Where
the
it's like a
people
full
that,
combo, or
Wait. Who made the tube thing where it was like it changed your entire amp by whatever tube you plugged in? Is that Boss?
That was Roland.
That was
the
Roland?
Blues Cube thing,
Oh yeah. I always
where they had a fake tube?
I always get those, and they're like you could put in a different artist thing.
That eventually basically became the Katana, didn't it?
I don't know. I feel like
don't
the
know.
Katana just overtook that, like their just energy from that. They're just like, that kind of sucks. Everyone wants a Katana. Let's do this.
Yeah.
I want to see Boss's wireless. I hope they have them like on display there.
Oh, they'll definitely be there. I mean, they were showing them off at Gear Fest.
Were they
this
showing how
weekend,
far they
so-
could go?
Yeah, I think it was at 30 and 50 feet.
I want to be like, I want to record how far I can go with that.
Well, the other fun part is because it's in a convention center and that's running at 2.4 gigahertz spectrum, i.e. Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can really see how it handles that.
Yeah, because that in a convention, there's Wi-Fi all over the place and multiple channels, so that will be
Yep.
really congested. So,
Maybe
Sorry,
it needs
I
some
got too
Mucinex. Don't worry. I can ruin all the nerdiness.
so other things we're seeing rumored. Chris, you mentioned Eastman has something coming.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to actually be at the NAMM convention itself, but they are opening up a like showroom
Wait, hold
this
on.
week.
Who's Eastman?
The company that is now making all the airline
Isn't that Eastwood?
guitars. Oh, Eastwood, you're correct.
Aha! I knew a thing.
Guys, Diaz just corrected somebody on something on the podcast.
Y'all can kiss my butt. Listen, y'all are gonna have to deal with that for a whole week. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, where's Eastman guitars? I'm just gonna look at you guys.
I think they are actually a legit brand, and they've usually been at NAMM, so good luck with that.
Eastwood?
They do very classic designs for the most part,
Yeah.
so very reminiscent of a certain guitar company that starts with a G.
What?
And they do acoustics and they do folk instruments.
Guild?
What? Who? Are
Give
we
you a
talking
hint.
about Eastman or Eastwood? I'm so confused on who we're talking about.
We're now talking about Eastman.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know who Eastman
Yeah.
is.
Well, you'll find out.
Okay.
This gypsy jazz acoustic guitars are pretty wild, though.
I'm not looking at what you're looking at, so I'm gonna take your word for it.
Oh, I'm looking forward to trying some of these out. These are beautiful guitars.
Eastman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer Eastwood. Those things are crazy awesome.
You know, I don't think I've ever played in Eastwood yet.
I played one there
haven't, so I'm looking forward
at
to
Summer
it.
NAMM. I think they were there last year or the year before. I think it was the
I
year
don't
before.
remember them
I
if
think
they
it was
were.
because I went on public day, and I'm pretty sure they had a little tiny like corner booth.
I'm really hoping Kevin Equitz is able to bring a few guitars over. I've been wanting to play one of his for a while.
Kevin.
We've talked about that multiple times.
Hi, Kevin. Bring us a guitar to play. I'm excited. I want the Kemper booth. Kemper's going to be at Summer NAMM. I'm not sure if they've ever been there before. I know there's just everyone's pretty hyped that they'll be there. I already mentioned the new reverbs and everything. So everyone always gets excited when Kemper is at an event because they expect an announcement, which was funny because Winter NAMM, they literally didn't announce anything. They're just like, no, we're just here showing our stuff. Everyone's like, have you made a desktop editor? No, they don't need it. Are you making a version 2? Why? Version 1's just fine. That's
Jeez.
Dude, like, that's legit how Kemper does interviews. So if he's there and we talk to him, it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We've got the one I'm really curious about is a few weeks ago there was the whole Yamaha buying Ampeg announcement.
Yep.
Is it too soon to expect a new product range to be announced?
Yeah. Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
I'd say it's probably too soon.
I just really want a Lucite guitar.
Listen, I want a Dan Armstrong so bad. So I actually had, I posted in the group one time, there's a Dan Armstrong that was local to me, and I was so bummed. The thing was just destroyed. There was a crack through the body. I forgot what else was. There was a crack through the headstock. Or the headstock was snapped. It was barely holding on. It was bad. I offered the guy like $150, $200. He's like, yeah, I'm just trying to sell it. I've got cancer and all that. I felt so bad. I was like, oh. I did. I was like, how much do you want for it? He's like $1,000, and I was like, I said that's too much. I said, I asked for more pictures and everything. I was like, that's a lot of damage. I said, honestly, I'd only be a buyer at 200. I said, because I'm taking a gamble. I said, and I'd never be able to really resell it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I wanted Dan Armstrong, but that goes for my Dave Grohl love.
Mm-hmm.
So
You know what I could see happening is there could be something with the Helix announced. I know because they keep doing updates with like they did a big round of bass amps a while ago. I wonder will they do like official Ampeg models in their
that'd be
Helix
pretty
programming
cool.
or something like that.
Yeah, that would be.
I still want to try a Helix. I have not actually tried one. So
I'm really looking forward to. So we do have a meeting set up with Yamaha, so I'm really looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm also really curious about the new Fender Player Series. That's obviously going to be there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Fender had a big booth last time, so I'm assuming they're going to do something pretty sizable.
Yeah,
with so many guitars coming
I'm
out.
kind of bummed. There's a lot of people who won't be there. Fuzz Rocious won't be there. They had a nice booth last year. Well, Classic Audio is no more, so they won't be there. Creation will not be there this year. John went on a missions trip and decided to do that over Summer NAMM, which I selfishly was upset about, but
But good guy, John.
He did good. He did good. So, I don't know. It seems like it's going to be an interesting. There's a lot of room for new booths.
Yeah, because we have not seen many press releases at all. So hopefully that means there is still going to be cool stuff coming out. But
And I'm hoping that it's not going to be a ghost town. That's like
Yeah.
been like the little in the back of my head. It's like, oh my gosh. But Sinusoid will be there. We're gonna hang out with them. Albert and Anthony are gonna be there, and Isaiah Dominguez. I'm pretty excited to see him again. I guess he's a national touring artist now. If he's got that tour coming out.
Basically.
So he is a beautiful young man with a beautiful voice who we're probably going to get on the podcast because we're definitely going to have a crazy night of podcasting while we're there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping at least on the first day or two we kind of we'll do a round table with the gang and kind of talk about our favorite stuff we saw. I'm not sure format how we're going to do that yet. Whether we're just going to live stream it
Free
in our
for all.
group, or if we're going to record it and then release it later. But there will be some kind of cutting edge stuff, like we'll be releasing a day of, and then there's other stuff that we're probably going to sit on for a little bit and release it over time, so that
I think
we're not barraging your inbox with everything.
I think
Definitely.
we need to get Mark Swartz, or is it Schwartz or Swartz?
Yeah, we'll get him back.
We'll get him, and we can get Daniel. We could have like a repeat of last year, except for Scott wasn't there.
Yeah.
So Scott,
Also have an
you can sit
addition.
outside and just watch us have fun. he's like sitting there outside the window with his hand like going down. It's raining. If it's too wet for you, it's too wet for Scott. Get in inside.
Oh my goodness. All right. So, any final thoughts on NAMM?
This was a short episode. That's one of my final
Yeah.
thoughts.
When are we going to
Yeah.
sleep?
I have no idea.
So it's going to be tough for me because I'm used to waking up at like 4 a.m. every day, and I'm
So you
sure
can cook
no
us
one
breakfast every day.
no one else will want to be up at 4 a.m. So I'm gonna have to learn to sleep in or something.
You can have the coffee ready.
I don't drink that bean water. I ain't no.
For the rest of us.
No, I'm pretty excited. I think it's going to be really cool. Some of the booths I'm really looking forward to is definitely the boutique builders booth or whatever it's called, the showcase
Definitely.
that Big Ear puts on with Sinusoid. They have Pure Salem guitars, which are always fun to play, and I don't know. I'm pretty excited. Ernie Ball will be a good one to visit.
Oh yeah, that will definitely be a good one.
With with their stuff coming out, I want to play a Valentine and all that, and I want to play some of their Sterling stuff because I love seeing how well they translate into their lower end models.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty excited about that.
I'm also hoping. So last year, Band Lab did a kind of combined booth with a lot of their various things. So that's the group that owns Mono. They now have, I think they have the rights to Harmony, if I remember right, and they're invested in Heritage Guitars. Like, this is kind of that sleeper company that's like buying up everything and becoming a mega corporation. So I'm really curious what they're bringing. And I know they did, gosh, what's the name of that? The Japanese company, Tokyo...
Takai,
Taisco.
Tisco.
Yeah, they bought the rights to that as well. So
Oh, great!
They were doing some stuff.
Then everyone
under
can
that.
buy those and never be able to sell them. Kyle Smith.
I see them on Craigslist once in a while, and I'm always like, ooh. And then I get scared off by there's no real flip in them.
Well, even then, the problem is they look cool, but they feel like toys. That's the hard. That's the thing that sucks the most about them is, I mean, you're like, oh, it looks weird. Maybe it plays really great. It doesn't. Don't even try it.
Is it like they're just set up terribly, or is it like they're
it's
just made from absolute junk?
They're made from junk.
Okay, so like a good setup won't fix it, like the way like a lot of import guitars are, where it's like,
No, it just feels like
the
crap.
frets suck. You need to, yeah, okay.
So
Hopefully that'll be a fix.
Yeah, so I'm expecting, I'm hoping for something big out of Band Lab, just because they released a lot at Winter NAMM, and then I haven't heard anything from them. And so I'm really curious what's going on there.
okay, there's a Barefoot Effects Honeybee Overdrive number 25 for sale around me for $120. That's not a bad price.
I'll go jump on that.
Sorry.
All right. Well, I guess that does it for us.
Yeah. So be sure to check us out. Check out our group. You can go to Facebook, look up the Effects Loop, like our page, check out our Instagram, all that stuff that all you young kids are doing with your Dan Fogelberg and all that. So for the Effects Loop, I'm Diaz.
I'm Chris, also standing in for Marissa.
And I'm Scott.
All right, and we'll catch you guys later.
See ya.
Bye now.